This video is brought to you by ProStar Tables.
Hi pool players, it's the Terminator. Welcome back to another episode of Terminator Tips. In this lesson, I really want to help you to make better ball in hand decisions, better routes, reading the table smarter. I have 3 great examples for you of situations where amateur players and even very good players sometimes mess up their decision making with ball in hand, and therefore I want to share them with you to make you a stronger player. So let's jump on the table right now. Here we go, pool players. We're at my pool table, and this is a lesson where I'm very passionate about because I think it can really help you. And a lot of times when I do some teaching, this is one of the things, the first things that I see with people when they're trying to run racks is their ball in hand decision. There's so many things that are going wrong right out of the gate on the very first shot. If you can nail this shot, you're on your way to running at least 1, 2, 3 balls and then have a much better chance to stay in position for the remainder of the rack. If you find yourself getting out of position right after shot 1, it means playing safe again. Maybe your confidence is gonna drop, so we have to do some work on this. There are 2 key elements to this, guys, and I really want you to put this in your mind when you're trying to play good position, especially with ball in hand. Number 1, the speed. We want to try to control the speed of the cue ball. How do we do that? Rolling a ball is much easier to feel the shot than by drawing the ball. If you draw the ball, you always have to hit it harder. It's not as easy to get a good touch. Rolling the ball is much better when you can. Of course, there are exceptions to this rule, but in general, we want to try to roll the ball as much as we can. Second of all, this is the most important lesson in position play. We want to try to play into the line of position instead of crossing the line. In these examples, I'm going to show you exactly what I mean, but if you can put that knowledge in your mind as well, it's gonna really make you study the table better and look for better position routes. I've watched, studied, and learned from all the top professionals in the last 25 years, so I think I'm pretty qualified to share this lesson with you, and I want you to take this in your pool bag and become a better player. Here's shot number 1, the first example. And this is a layout that I saw in the last World Championships in Milton Keynes, England. This was a last 64 round between 2 very capable players. I was watching from the top and I saw a situation here. One of the players got ball in hand on the 8 and 9 and decided to draw the cue ball back into this position here. But because the pressure was on, the choice of shot, in my humble opinion, wasn't the right one. He overdrew the cue ball, landed on the rail here because his arm was feeling a lot of pressure, and after that he rattled the 9, hung it in the pocket. A heartbreaker. We all make mistakes. The key is that we learn from them. So instead of drawing this ball to one little area on the table where you have to land perfect to be easy on the 9, if you land short, you're over here. If you land long, you're over here. The shot's a little trickier. And when the pressure's really on, or if you're not at a really high level yet, then those shots are missable. Let's look at the solution. Instead of putting the cue ball there and drawing the 8 ball into this pocket, let's play the 8 into the side pocket. We're gonna use follow this time, so we're gonna roll the ball. We have better control of the speed. And now here comes number 2. We're gonna play into this rail, and as soon as we touch this rail, the cue ball's gonna go in this direction. You're always playing into the line of position. If the cue ball would land here, here, or here, it's the same straight in shot on the 9, so you're playing really high percentage pool, and therefore you will run out more racks. Here's what the shot looks like. We're gonna hit it with a nice 12 o'clock topspin. If the cue ball was a clock, 12 o'clock is high in the ball. Give ourselves just a little angle. And as soon as we touch that rail there, we come in to that line of position and have a much easier, consistent shot on the 9. Okay, let's jump right over to situation number 2. Very, very interesting. While doing a clinic recently in Italy, one of the players there ran into this situation here, and we really had to give it some thought and attention. It was a great layout, and I wanted to share this one with you. The tricky part of this layout is not so much pocketing the 2. We can do that in multiple pockets, no problem. But we have to get really good position on the 3 in this rack. It's kind of the key ball, because if we get too short, we're gonna collide with the 5. And it's gonna be very tricky to get good position on the 3. If we get too long, the shot on the 3 will be too difficult. So the position margin we have is not very big, and we have to get fairly straight in on the 3 to get back for the 4 in this corner pocket. Not that easy. If you would like to study this layout a little bit further, press pause, come up with the solution. Otherwise, we're going to continue right here. The trap is that we maybe want to pocket the 2 in the side, follow it. That's a good choice. We're going to roll the ball, so we have pretty decent control of the feel. But if we come short, like I said, we're going to have trouble. And if we come too long, we're going to be frozen on this rail or hitting the rail coming out to here. It's no good. So instead of shooting the 2 in the side, we're going to think a bit out of the box this time, pocketing the 2 here, sending the cue ball 2 rails, coming into the line of position all the way after making contact with the second rail. This gives us a much higher percentage of getting good shape on this 3 and running this rack. We don't need any spin on this ball. We're focusing on touching the rail somewhere here where we're coming nicely out for this 3. Let's see if we can pull one off. Nice high ball, and after touching that second rail, I'm a little bit further away than I want, but that doesn't matter. I have the correct angle, and now I can stay away from this 5 ball and draw the cue ball back for the 4 ball. I'm gonna try one more to show you what it looks like if I get even further, so you have 2 versions of the same shot, so you can see the percentages working in your favor. Here comes a little more speed than the previous version. You see, even if I would have come all the way here, I have the same angle and the same position to continue running this rack. And here's the final example, another layout that I ran into while doing the clinic in Italy. One of the players was a young gun, fast player, but he needed a little bit of work on his pattern play. He got ball in hand after the break playing the 9-ball ghost, and his first intention was to put the cue ball here and draw back for position on the 2. As you can see, the 3 only goes in this corner, so we have to be on this side of the 2 ball. If we get on this side, it's no good. The cue ball is going to travel that way. We want to travel this way. The 2 does not pass the 6, so it only goes in this side. So we have to get good shape. So in my opinion, there were 2 faults with this shot selection. 1, he was drawing the ball. The speed was way harder to control than the roll shot, and that's exactly what happened. The ball ended up short. He didn't have the correct angle, and the run was over immediately. Second of all, with this shot selection, the cue ball was not coming into the line of position, but crossing it. If we would want to be here in this zone to get back to this shot on the 3 here, there's only one moment in time where we're entering that zone, and that is not very high percentage play. Instead, there's actually 2 shots here that bring us into the line of position with much higher percentage. Here's solution number 1. Instead of shooting the 1 into this corner, we're going to use the other corner pocket. We're going to play it with a little bit of high left. We're going to come 1, 2 rails and into the line of position from here to here, and that's more than 3 feet of position. It's gonna look something like this. One, two. As soon as we hit that second rail, we have that beautiful angle now that we need, and we can come to this side, back to the 3-ball. The second version of the shot is shooting the one in this corner with a little bit of low left. We're coming into the same line, 1, 2, hitting about the first diamond here and coming back out for that beautiful shape. It should look something like this. Do we have the right angle? Yes, we do. All we had to do was touch the rail here, and we have all this margin of error. High percentage play for high percentage runouts. And what's also really cool, guys, is when you start making high percentage choices and read the table better, your confidence is gonna go up like a rocket because you feel and you know you're making the correct decisions, and that's gonna really elevate your game. There you go, pool players. I really hope you learned something from this. The decisions you make with ball in hand are essential to running more racks. You gotta be aware of which route you take, and that way you can run more racks, win more games, and therefore more matches. Please don't forget to check out all the other great content on this channel, guys. There's tips and lessons here uploaded weekly. And we all have to work on our mental side of our game, so head over to terminatorcollege.com and check out the 6 courses that are waiting there for you. Take care.